Inflation numbers are out now. It's at 4%, we're told, but yet everything just seems more expensive. But good news for Wall Street yesterday. The Dow up over 34,200. NASDAQ up. S&P 500 up. And joining me now, Nick Hopwood, certified financial planner and the founder and president of Peak Wealth. Nick, good to have you back.
Thanks for having me, Steve. And hey, I appreciate you having me on last week on the D-Day anniversary. That was fun.
It was great. If you missed it last week, you missed a great presentation by Nick. He went from England across the channel into France and through Europe, basically going through the steps of World War II. We did that on D-Day last week. It was a fascinating discovery. But let's focus on what we're having here because, things look awfully good at the moment. But, I'm not really confident in what we're seeing here. Because we talk about inflation being up at 4%, but I feel like it's a lot higher. You've got a Fed rate decision coming. What do you think happens? You've got the Social Security Trust Fund. You've got a lot of things going on that, Social Security is not in good shape. Medicare, Medicaid, not in good shape. What should people be thinking that are on their way toward retirement or in retirement?
Well, as you mentioned, inflation came in yesterday at 4%. However, the core inflation number was at 5%, and that's what the Fed seems to be following more closely. And today, the Fed announcement will come at 2 o'clock. It's a flip of a coin whether they will hold steady or raise a quarter point. So that's what the market is focusing on this week.
Well, right now, the market seems to like what's happening. It seems, 34,200, I don't know if we're at an all-time high, but we're close for the Dow. NASDAQ strong, S&P 500 strong. Everything seems pretty decent, but we've got a lot of indicators that show that we're slowing down in the economy. Gross domestic product being reversed and downgraded for this year and for next year. Not just here, but world growth looks like it's going to be slower. Those are the headlines I'm reading, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a mixed economy, but as you mentioned, the market has been strong lately. Since the debt ceiling deal was made, we've had a little bit of a relief rally. The AI, the artificial intelligence boom has been driving the tech stocks, but now NASDAQ and the S&P are both up double digits for the year, still down double digits from the all-time high though. But anyway, what's going to happen next? I think if the Fed pauses, there could be a continued move up, but also we want to pay attention to what the Fed says in the press conference from Jay Powell. So if he has a bullish tone or a hawkish tone, that's going to make a big difference with what the market does today and for the rest of the month.
Yeah, always opportunities out there. You just have to you have to trust somebody like Nick, or you have to do your research. But the point is, no matter what the markets are doing, there's always opportunity, isn't there? An opportunity to get in at the right price, to buy the right stock, to find something that's being sold at a level that is undervalued. That's the key to all of it, isn't it?
Yeah, like you said, buy low, sell high. Right now, as the S&P is surging based on these tech stocks, particularly the AI stocks, you want to look around and see, well, what has not been participating? And two things that come to mind are small caps and international. And international has been lagging for a decade or more. And so I think there's good value opportunity there. And small caps have trailed significantly over the last 6 months. The S&P and NASDAQ, they bottomed in October. And actually, we're up 20% from those bottoms. So some people will say that we're in a new bull market. I'm not ready to declare that myself. But the small caps have not participated, and so that's a good value opportunity, in my opinion. Something to consider, not advice.
I understand that. Not advice, just things to look at. You have to do your own homework, and we don't want to violate any SEC rules. With that in mind, you pointed out something to me after Nicole Sy was on, and that is basically all the world's computer chips, the majority of them come from Taiwan. NVIDIA is a big company in Taiwan that's doing exceptionally well. And you said, but Intel, domestically made chips here in the United States, that company is down by about, what'd you say, half? And if something disrupts the supply chain or something disrupts Taiwan, well, there could be opportunity there. You're not giving advice. You're just saying, look at the opportunities because different scenarios create different opportunities. And that's one of them, isn't it?
It very well may be. If there is a geopolitical event in Taiwan and almost all of the manufacturing is done in Taiwan, well, we want to look for, some domestic supply, and Intel would be maybe the best bet there. Not advice, once again, but it's just like going back to COVID, right? All of the supplies are coming out of China. All of our all the chips coming out of, out of the Far East. And when everything's shut down, we need to have domestic supply, and that is affected by pharmaceuticals and all kinds of inputs and commodities. So this is just one more, the chips. Like the automakers, they're buying their own chip companies, so they don't have to have these problems like over the last couple of years.
Yeah, something else I'm watching here, oil prices rising ahead of this Fed decision. There are some energy companies out there that I've personally looked at that I think are positioned pretty well for purchase right now that could have some real benefit in the next 12 to 24 months because oil's selling for $70 a barrel. What if it's a geopolitical event, like you said, suddenly oil's at $100 a barrel? Big things can happen, big moves. I'll give you the last word here, Nick.
To your point, what happened when Russia invaded Ukraine? We saw oil spike to, I believe, 130, 140, right? That just continued fueling some of the inflation. But it's the same kind of concept. And if the Fed pauses or cuts, that's also bullish for commodities.
There you go. Nick Hopwood, certified financial planner, the founder and president of Peak Wealth. Where can they find you, Nick?
As always, peakwm.com.
peakwm.com. I ask, he tells. Nick, always appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
There you have a good conversation. No advice, just a conversation. You make of it what you will. We do not give advice here of financial nature. We give advice on all sorts of things, not your money. Don't go anywhere.